For years, we've been hearing about AI in software development, right? It always felt like it was somewhere off in the future. Well, that future is here, right now. The AI code revolution isn't some quiet experiment anymore. It's a full-blown implementation. So today, we're going to break down exactly what this means for your company's speed, its risks, and yeah, its entire tech strategy. Okay, let's start with just one number. 25%. What's that? Well, that's the percentage of all new code at Google that is now being generated by AI. And let's be clear, this isn't some little pilot program or an internal tool. We're talking about one of the largest, most complex code bases on the entire planet. The scale is just staggering, and it's a huge signal that something fundamental has changed. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This comes straight from the top. Google's CEO, Sundar Pichai, he put it so plainly. He said, "We have moved from the preparation phase to full implementation mode." I mean, think about that. This is the leader of one of the world's most influential tech companies telling the market, hey, the training wheels are off. This is now a core part of how we operate, how we innovate. And you better believe the market is listening. Check out this number, nearly $4 trillion. That's Alphabet's market cap after these announcements started rolling out. This isn't just hype, folks. This is massive financial validation. Wall Street is basically betting the farm that this AI-driven efficiency is going to lead to fatter margins and a huge competitive advantage. It's like an economic earthquake happening right under our feet. So how is this all happening so incredibly fast? Well, it's thanks to a whole new playbook for development, a paradigm shift that people are calling vibe coding. Now, I know vibe coding might sound a little informal, a little fuzzy, but it represents a really profound change. It's this shift from meticulously writing out syntax, telling a computer exactly how to do something, step by step, to just declaring your intent in plain English. You just describe what you want, and the AI handles the nitty-gritty implementation. It's all about focusing on the user experience, not sweating the semicolons. But, and this is super important for managing risk, not all vibe coding is created equal. You've really got to think of it as a spectrum. On one end, you have what you could call pure vibe coding. That's where you just trust the AI completely. For any serious enterprise, it's an extremely high risk. But on the other end, you have AI-augmented engineering. This is where developers use AI as a co-pilot, but there's a rigorous human review process. That's a managed strategic risk. And knowing where your teams are operating on this spectrum, that's really the first step to getting a handle on all this. So let's recap. 25% more code, a $4 trillion valuation, building apps just by describing them? I mean, it all sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? So you gotta ask, what's the catch? And yeah, here's the catch. With all this incredible speed, this velocity, comes a hidden crisis. A really significant downside that we have to talk about. Security vulnerabilities and a new, much more insidious kind of technical debt. Just take a look at this. This data from the 2025 Veracode report, it is a massive wake-up call. They found that a staggering 45% of AI-generated code has insecurities. Let that sink in. Nearly half of this super-fast code fails to meet even basic security standards. And here's the real kicker. The newer, smarter AI models, they're no better at writing secure code than the older ones. They're amazing at syntax, but they're terrible at safety. But okay, for the big, large-scale enterprise systems, the backbone of banking, logistics, all the major corporations, the problem gets even worse. The risk isn't just a simple bug. It's a crack in the very foundation. 72%. That is the failure rate for AI-generated code written in Java. And Java, as you know, is the language that powers so many of those critical enterprise systems. So why is it so bad? Well, it's because the AI learns from public code repositories, and a ton of that public Java code is older. It predates a lot of modern security practices. So the AI is basically learning bad habits on a massive scale. And this leads to a really dangerous new problem, a totally new kind of debt. We're all used to traditional tech debt, right? That's code we wrote, we understand it, and we have a plan to fix it later. But AI introduces contextual debt. This is code the AI wrote that no human on the team fully understands. Yeah, it works, but nobody dares touch it or debug it or try to scale it. It becomes this black box right at the heart of your application. Okay, so faced with this huge opportunity on one hand and this equally huge risk on the other, what's the strategic response? What do you do? Well, the answer isn't to ban the AI coder, it's to govern it. And here's the single best way to think about this challenge. Just treat your AI coding assistant as a hyper-productive junior developer. Seriously, it has this incredible, massive output. right? But it completely lacks wisdom, it has no business context, and zero security awareness. It needs supervision. It needs a senior engineer looking over its shoulder and reviewing its work.
So how do you actually provide that supervision at scale? Well, here are 4 key best practices for enterprise governance. First up is zero trust policy for any AI code. Treat it just like you would any untrusted third-party input. Second, automated guardrails. Use tools like SAST and SCA to scan the code, because humans get tired and they miss things. Third, you need architectural observability to make sure the AI isn't slowly but surely breaking your system's design. And finally, number 4, bifurcated access. Let your citizen developers experiment in sandboxes, sure, but enforce super strict reviews for your core engineering teams working on the important stuff.
All right, let's boil all this down to 3 key takeaways. Number 1, you have to embrace the velocity, but do it strategically. You just can't afford to fall behind. 2, reject the whole no-code hype, at least for your mission-critical systems. You need engineers who actually understand the code, not just the vibe. And 3, and this is the big one, fortify your governance. You absolutely must have that human in the loop.
And that really brings us to the central challenge here. AI is here, it's not going away. And it's acting like the world's most productive but clueless junior developer. So we'll leave you with this one question. Is your team ready to manage it?